Welcome back everyone towards this new stream here on the channel, and on today's live stream I will be talking about Bitcoin and the US inflation reports that will be getting released today. So make sure to get ready for today's video here. I'm quickly checking up if everything is working correctly, and if it is so, yeah it is so, we are going to jump straight away in towards the content. So initially, looking at the price action of Bitcoin, we are starting to move up again here, and also in today's live stream, I will talk about my prediction. What is going to go down here in the coming 30 minutes towards 16 minutes ahead of ourselves, because the US inflation reports has a massive effect on the market. And the reason why it has so is due to the fact that nowadays, of course, the Federal Reserve is hiking their interest rates due to the fact that the inflation is so high across the markets. And the reason of the Fed why they're increasing the rates is purely due to the fact that inflation is high. So what if inflation comes down, and it comes down very quickly? We could see potentially the Federal Reserve turn the wheels and potentially pivot. So if the inflation comes in lower than expected, or even goes lower and continues the trend that we're already in, it will mean that the markets will probably go up more. So I will go over this all on today's update video. Currently my trade, $7,000 in profit, and this is a trade I'm not going to close today or tomorrow. This is going to be a trade that I'm going to keep open for quite a while, because I'm trying to swing trade the exact bear market bottom of Bitcoin. So that is what I'm trying to do right now here. And if you're interested in this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and let me jump straight away in towards the content. I will talk about my inflation predictions in a second from now on. But first, let me look at the imminent short term of Bitcoin. Of course, currently we can see Bitcoin is moving up parabolic. We are literally going parabolic right now. The lows are getting more exponential, the highs are getting more exponential, and that is exactly what you call a parabolic run-up. And like you can see, currently we're potentially entering a new stage of this parabolic run-up, and today it could definitely happen due to the fact that we're going to get these inflation data come out in like literally 30 minutes from now on. And my expectation, what is going to go down with the inflation reports, and I already tweeted about it, is actually the following. Since right now there's quite a lot of long liquidity in the market, I expect that actually there could be a very big possibility that Bitcoin is going to jump down 5 minutes before, literally 5 minutes before the inflation comes out. We dump very quickly towards the downside, inflation reports come out, and if it's positive, we shoot up. If it's not positive, we shoot down even further. That is my expectation right now here. However, nevertheless, I think before the reports come out, we could see a small long squeeze. That is actually what I'm predicting right now, but I will go more in depth about that in a moment from now on, and talk about why that tends to happen. Because if I'm looking at the history of the US inflation reports every single time it comes out, and what it does to Bitcoin, it does some very interesting things. And that is why I'm going to show this to you guys out there on the channel. First of all, I want to talk about the 4-hourly time frame and the important resistance we're currently running in towards, because like, oh, whoa, what am I doing? This is not what I meant. But like you can currently see, we are at one crucial, one important level of resistance for Bitcoin. Like you can see on the top left side of the screen, previously around this level, the 18.2K provided a significant amount of support right here. Like right here, big support, big support, big support, then flipped in towards resistance, moved down, consolidated on this boring stage around $15,000 to $16,000, moved up again here, had a big movement towards the upside. And where did we got stopped out? On that 18.2K yet again here. So 18.2K, extremely important level, because we're retesting it yet again. And like you can see, we're creating somewhat of a cup and handle potentially if we do create the handle on the right side. But we are creating a rounding bottom, right? Also on the bigger picture, rounding bottom. So things are looking actually quite good for Bitcoin. I just can't deny it, but this is a very important level we need to break above of. However, if we confirm a break above this level, then, I mean, we should definitely become very bullish altogether, because then we're breaking the most important resistance that we are currently in. And if we break above this level, we could even surge back up towards $21,000. That's definitely a realistic target, in my opinion. And you can see it also on this chart. This chart is basically the same reflection, but then on a bigger picture on the daily time frame, right? So this 18.5, 18.4K level, important daily support, flipped into resistance right here, and right now is probably going to provide resistance yet again here. And if we manage to break above this level, so the 18.5k, with a confirmed daily candle close, we're going to flip it into support. And then my next target, if we do break above this level, is going to be all the way on the top side, somewhere around $21,000. So if we confirm a break above 18.5k with the daily candle close, the price target is of an approximately 18% towards the upside, 16% towards the upside if we break above it. So that is a pretty significant target, and that is definitely also a thing we're looking out for altogether. We are still having this potential downward sloping resistance line where we should look out for. If I'm looking at this level, you can clearly see here previous resistance right here, and is could potentially yet again provide resistance. And if we consolidate, it could also get met later, but this is definitely an important downtrend to be looking out for, or on the price action of Bitcoin right now here. Furthermore, on the daily time frame, of course, if you're looking at the EMA ribbon for Bitcoin, you can see that the daily time frame EMA ribbon on Bitcoin is about to flip bullish. And if you watched my video earlier today, you know that this is actually a pretty interesting signal, because yeah, we did cross bullish right here, but then we had, of course, the FTX collapse, so it caused, of course, Bitcoin to collapse towards the downside in a very, very fast pace. But it was a small fake out right there, right? But ever since we crossed bullish, we did still move up 7%, right? But historically speaking, once the daily EMA crosses bullish, like you can see also over here, this is the point where we crossed bullish, we moved up 13% here, and we stayed bullish for a little bit longer after we crossed bullish. Then right here, we crossed bullish and we surged all the way up 42% in 40 days towards a new all-time high of Bitcoin. Then also right here, we crossed bullish. This was approximately the point. We first had, of course, a drop of 11%, but then we surged up another 25% in the coming 39 days ahead of ourselves. And the other time, of course, we moved up like 300-400% towards a new all-time high. So daily EMA ribbon, once it crossed bullish, it's definitely a very good signal for Bitcoin to look out for. And that is also a very exciting thing I will be waiting to see. Right now, of course, we did already knew the 12-hour the 12-hour EMA ribbon already crossed bullish, and that is also extremely bullish to see. Good to see here, because historically speaking, also we tend to see at least a short-term rally. Guys, by the way, I currently see we've got 600 people watching, but only 88 likes. So don't forget to smash up the like button, because in a second from now on, I will talk about the inflation reports, what it is going to do to Bitcoin, what it is going to do to the market, and much more important things. So don't forget to slap up that like button right now. Would be highly appreciated. Also then, quickly looking at some interesting charts before talking about the inflation reports that is going to go down in 25 minutes from now on. We can currently see that if I'm looking at the bigger picture, the last bear market lasted for an approximately 1 year. And this bear market, I mean, if we assume this is the bottom, also lasted for exactly 1 year. That is interesting to see, right? And the bull run followed, not completely bull run, but after that we saw first 2 years of a sideways market, and then 1 year of a bull run for Bitcoin. So will it repeat yet again here? Small rally towards the upside, sideways market for 2 years, then a rally for Bitcoin. Could happen. I mean, could happen for sure. I mean, this is of course very big speculation, but that is if we have to trust history, that is currently what we are having in the pipeline. Oh, currently, by the way, Bitcoin trading on 18.2k, almost 18.3. We are moving up quite significantly, and that is definitely very nice to see here. At the same time, we can see that Bitcoin is bouncing from the legendary support line, and also what makes it very interesting is, do you know what a rising wedge is? Let me know. I think the chat does know what a rising wedge is. A rising wedge is a typical bearish bias pattern, and what I did basically here is look at the price action of Bitcoin on the weekly time frame, and then we saw, of course, this falling wedge here. I've talked about this many times before, but many people don't really take this seriously. But if I post this on my Twitter, people say, oh my gosh, Bitcoin is really going to dump down, but it is just an inverted chart from the Bitcoin weekly time frame. So like you can see on the right side of your screen here, the numbers also go from low to high, not from high to low. So that is actually pretty interesting. We are right now breaking down of this rising wedge. So could we see that move down here, aka up, because it's an inverted chart? The the falling wedge is also breaking out towards the upside, and that makes it for me very interesting to see what is actually playing out right now here on the price action of Bitcoin. Then, of course, this mega signal I've talked about here is that the 2-week MACD is currently crossing bullish for the first time ever in an approximately 400 days here. And basically every single time once we see the 2-week MACD cross bullish, we tend to see big increases in price. So this is definitely a signal that you need to pay attention towards. And be aware, I've been the first one on the whole internet, on Twitter, on YouTube, to talk about the signal, and probably in the coming days, and I already saw some other people talk about it as well, they seem to get it as well here. So if you're subscribed to the channel, you will be getting notified about all these important things as first, because I do a lot of research on a daily basis, because I am looking out for all these charts and trying to find some things for you guys out there in the chart, what we could potentially trade here, because let's say you swing traded the 2-week MACD cross here in 2019 bear market. Boom, it crossed right here. Boom, we crossed bullish. And what did we saw after that? We saw an approximately rise of about 200% in just 100 days afterwards. So that is absolutely mental. Boom, if you traded the bearish cross right here, boom, you cross bearish, boom, and you, of course, sold the exact bottom, 60% increasement. And if we then once again cross bullish, was right here, you had, of course, an approximately 600 or 740% increasement. So these the 2-week MACD crossover is extremely important to pay attention towards. And right now we're crossing again. So please make sure to take this serious, because this is a signal that doesn't mess around. It's a very serious signal that currently is flashing. And it's not something to for the imminent short term, right? It's more a thing for the longer term for Bitcoin. So that's also the thing that I'm looking out for right now. Of course, if I'm looking at the Ethereum compared to Bitcoin comparison, I can currently see Ether against Bitcoin broke out of the symmetrical triangle, moved up in approximately, what is this, 10%? Or 6% only towards the upside. Quite a significant move, to be very honest. And then, we start to be moving sideways a little bit here. But this is definitely a bigger time frame breakout that is looking quite okay here. On the 3-day time frame, on the Ethereum price action, we can currently see that we're approaching the top side of the EMA ribbon. And like you can see, historically speaking, we tend to get rejected by that level. Will it be this time different? That's going to be the big question. Also looking at looking at the Ethereum price action, we can see that we're creating this downward sloping resistance line on the 3-day time frame, this upward sloping support line also on the 3-day time frame, and then we're creating a perfect symmetrical triangle, and this is going to be having a breakout also somewhere in the end stages, or maybe today, or otherwise in the end stages of March. So Ethereum is also getting ready for a big move here, and what is going to be breaking out today or what is going to be breaking out in March, we just have to wait a little bit here. But this is definitely a beautiful trade that is potentially coming up for Ethereum right now here. So look forward towards that. Many people are talking about inflation. Guys, I'm going to come down to inflation in a second, because it's going to get released in 19 minutes from now on, and I'm going to talk about the predictions and the things that is absolutely going to go down here. You can see the dollar index clearly topped out, and we called the top perfectly almost, of course not exactly on the top, but once we move down, we called the top here on the DXY, and like you can see, the DXY is clearly topping out, also due towards the expectations of low inflation, and I will talk about that in a second from now on. You can see also this is an important level to look at, this line right here. You can see previously ran to provide resistance, and currently we are having a retest of this level. So the question is, are we going to hold on towards this level for the DXY? That's going to be bullish for the DXY, bearish for Bitcoin. But if we break below it, it's going to be extremely bullish for Bitcoin. And that means that we are seeing a clear blow off top, and that we could even move lower from off that actual point here. And if you don't know already, if you're looking at the DXY, compared towards the Bitcoin price action, you can see every single time we're creating a bottom on the DXY, it's a top for Bitcoin. Bottom for DXY, top for Bitcoin. Top for, top for the DXY right here. That was the bottom for Bitcoin. Top for the DXY, bottom for Bitcoin. Top for the DXY, bottom for Bitcoin, question mark, we don't know, maybe this is not the bottom for Bitcoin, but this is definitely an interesting time to be paying attention towards the dollar index. Then talking actually about the inflation, where it is all about today here. In exactly 18 minutes from now on, yeah guys, only 18 more minutes, we are going to get the US inflation reports out there, and the question really is here, where is it going to come in? Because like I told you in the beginning of the video, nowadays the markets are moved not by the Federal Reserve, but more about the inflation, because the Federal Reserve, they really determine what they do on the inflation. So if inflation really comes in lower than expected, it's very good for markets. And that is also exactly where we will be looking at today, right? Are they over-tightening the Fed? Most likely they are. Currently, the forecast is 6.7% to 6.5%. The consensus is 6.5. The forecast is 6.7. Currently, inflation is sitting on 7.1% from the previous month. And like we did last time around here, from October to November, we saw in 2021, we saw a 0.6% increasement. Then in October to November last time around, we saw a 0.6% decreasement, and from November to December is the month where we're currently talking about, we saw a 0.2% increasement, what means that if we're going to drop to 6.9%, it's like logic. But the question really is, are we really going to come in that much lower? But really where I think the bullishness lies in the inflation reports is not in the actual inflation. I'm going to talk about my prediction in a second from now on, but no, the actual bullishness in myself really comes from the core inflation. And if you don't know, core inflation also extremely important for the Federal Reserve. But like you can see, in October to November, we jumped 0.3%, and in October to November 2022, we dropped 0.3%. But look at November to December, 0.6% increasement. And the reason why I look at the last year is because inflation is calculated year on year. So it's extremely important to look about what inflation was doing a year ago. So it jumped by 0.6% from November to December. And if we're going to be looking at this right now, inflation is already coming down. But of course, because it's calculated year on year, it's calculated against a 0.6% higher inflation rate from last year. It would mean that inflation could drop very quickly in terms of the core inflation could drop very quickly. If it really drops by 0.6%, it means that it comes in on 5.4%, and that will be extremely bullish for markets. So it's going to be very important to look at what is actually going to be happening right here. Some people are saying the reports are out. No, it's not out. It's 1:30 p.m. Where the US inflation reports are going to come out in. So just 50 more minutes, and then the volatility is really going to hit. And I'm also going to quickly talk about what could happen. Make sure to watch this video, because in this video, they talk about what the likelihood is where the market is heading towards if we do see, depending on which inflation report is going to come out. So make sure to watch this for a second.
Up or down based on what the actual read is. Remember, November was 7.1, okay? They say a print between 6.4% and 6.6%, which they deem has a 65% chance of happening, produces a decline in volatility across asset classes. S&P goes up 1.5% to 2%. Tech leads the way. By the way, tech has been doing pretty well lately.
So is Bitcoin.
That the rally is likely faded, given the move into the number already, right? Markets.
So basically, the prediction from JP Morgan is basically if the inflation comes in below 6.6%, markets are at least going to move up with a 1.5% here. Even lower than 6.4%, 3 to 3.5%. So that's going to be extremely bullish also for Bitcoin, because if the S&P moves by 3%, Bitcoin tends to move like 5 or 6%. And if we really are going to see a move of 5 to 6% here, yeah, that would really mean Bitcoin to $19,000. And it's not out of the books, guys. It's not out of the books that Bitcoin could move like to $19,000 today. So make sure to get ready for that. Things are heating up here. If I look then also about my predictions right now of the inflation, and like last 2 months, we've been damn accurate with the inflation predictions. If I'm looking at Trueflation to see what the inflation in the US did in November, according to them, it started on 7.35%, and at the end of November, sorry, I should look at December. What am I doing? So the beginning of December, we were sitting on 6.5%, and the beginning of January, we were sitting at a whopping 5.6% here. So according to Trueflation, we dropped down by like 0.8 to 0.9% here. And if we're looking at here, the prediction is that we're only dropping by 0.4%. Let's take it conservative. I think we can come in around 6.4 to 6.5%, and core inflation could come in around 5.5 to 5.7%. That's a ridiculous prediction, you maybe think, but I really think it could come in significantly lower due to the fact that the jump on the previous month was so extremely big here. So that is what I'm looking at right now here. Definitely things are heating up. Things are looking excited. I don't know. Oh yeah, I refreshed the page. That's why. So things could definitely come down very quickly for core inflation, and that could be the reason why the markets are going to move. Also, another reason why Bitcoin and crypto is moving is due to the fact that FTX has apparently recovered like $5 billion in cash, in liquid cash. What is definitely, cash is always liquid, but liquid money. They recovered $5 billion in liquid money. And of course, that's definitely a good thing for Digital Currency Group and Gemini, because they are they should get some money from FTX, and that's why they are also in big problems right now here. So things are heating up due to that as well. That's why the market is definitely moving up a little bit right now here. But let me quickly talk about the price predictions. What is actually, like, what do I think is going to go down in Bitcoin right now in the coming hours ahead of ourselves, in the coming minutes, basically, not hours. So what we know from the US inflation, once it comes out, Bitcoin tends to move very quickly, right? This is the green line. This green line right here is exactly the point where the US inflation reports are going to come out. To be very honest, what I am expecting is that before it comes out, we will be seeing and experiencing a huge dump. And this maybe sounds very ridiculous, but this is actually what I'm thinking. I actually think that we could see a big dump towards the downside before the inflation comes out here, because I personally think the inflation reports are going to be positive. Usually, if the inflation reports are positive, we first tend to see a drop-off in the price section and then a push. That's usually what we tend to see here. So let's see if my predictions are right. Maybe we're not going to see so. If that is true, yeah, that will be also pretty epic, actually. So let's see how it's going to be playing out here. I'm going to wait here for another 11 minutes before it comes out. So I'm quickly going to take a sip of my drink. But my prediction is here, we first see an initial drop towards the downside. If it is the case that we are seeing that initial drop towards the downside, then I'm definitely maybe even going to add more margin towards my trade. Because currently, I am long on Bitcoin, guys. I'm long on Bitcoin with $114,000. So it's quite a good trade here. I've been in this trade for quite a while. I've been saying that I have been in this trade. I literally showed that I was in a $2,000 loss in this trade. So I've been extremely transparent with my trades. If you want to be seeing more of me being transparent of my trades, consider subscribing to the channel. And also one thing, I see that we're almost watching with 1,000 people and still only 200 likes. Smash up that like button right now here. That will be absolutely appreciated. So we're going to stick right here for another 10 minutes to know where the inflation is going to come in. I will even stick longer in this stream here because potentially I'm going to open up some trades here, determining what is going to go down in the coming 10 minutes. If we move down in the coming 10 minutes, I'm potentially even going to open up a trade here. So make sure to sit ready. And maybe with the profits of that trade, I'm going to do a giveaway because I like to do giveaways, right? So yeah, let's see what I'm going to do here. I'm quickly preparing something up so I can open up a trade here, guys. Boom. So if we really move down significantly, I'm going to be opening up a trade, and I'm currently preparing that trade for you guys out there on my different screen. But I will show it on this screen here. Don't worry. I'm just getting some assets, getting some money towards the right place because I have got money left and right. It's crazy. My money is always on a lot of different places. So let me quickly go to derivatives. Let me use the perpetual Bitcoin. So if we move down, and I'm not going to do a limit order because that could maybe screw me up here. I'm going to market order this. I'm going to go in with a 10x leverage if we potentially have a potential move for Bitcoin. If we do see that big crash here in the coming 8 minutes ahead of ourselves, I'm trying to get an entry in here. So make sure to stick ready here because I'm going to do some trades here, some scalp trades. So this is a trade that I probably like open up and straight away close in 5 minutes. So yeah, if you're interested in these live trades, consider subscribing because I'm planning to do even more live trades in the future. And I used to do a lot of them in the past, but since the market has been so boring, it just have not allowed us to do any live trades here. So this is definitely a lovely time to be live again. Lovely time to be live. Looking at the market, we are thumping, guys. We're moving down. Whoa, yeah. Rover's prediction. Let's see. Let's see if I'm right again. Because last 2 months, I've been exactly right on the news. I've been so right on the news. And I'm really thinking we're moving down pretty quickly and pretty hard as well. Maybe even to like 17.8K. I think that is possible. So let's see. If we not move down to, and really, the volatility of the move towards the downside, and also upside or downside, it's going to hit in the last 5 minutes, guys. So make sure to sit still. Nothing is about to happen right now. It's probably in the next 5-minute candle. So 2 more minutes to go, and then really the volatility and the anticipation of the CPI reports is really going to come out. And if you're also watching this stream, you will be the first one. You will be the first one to know what the US inflation reports is here. So don't forget to stick in the stream here, because I am keeping my eyes wide open on all my news to know where the inflation is going to come in at. So yeah, definitely very exciting. Let me see. Boom. So I'm looking forward towards it. Guys, don't forget to like the video. I'm quickly going to share this one on my Twitter. 7 more minutes. I'm quickly sharing this on my Twitter, guys, so everyone knows what I'm currently doing. So we are moving down like we have been anticipated, but we just have to wait a little bit longer. So like I said here, if the inflation comes in around 6.6% or higher, Bitcoin could drop down towards the following levels. Let me also say that. We could drop down like 5% towards 17.5K. If inflation comes in too high, Bitcoin can drop like 4 or 5% immediately, very quickly. Boom, it's gone, you know? So be prepared for that as well. It really depends where the reading is going to come in. However, it's not likely to come in around 6.6%, right? So if it comes in around 6.6 or lower, 3% movement approximately towards the upside for Bitcoin. Even lower than 6.4%, Bitcoin could move up by like 3.5%, 4% towards the upside. And talking about 3.5%, 4%, even 5% potentially, it could mean like Bitcoin goes up to $19,000, guys. So get ready for this move. Bitcoin is getting bought up a little bit here on the imminent short term. We, like I said, we're waiting for that last 5-minute candle, because this is the candle where not the most is going down here, but where the pre-work goes down here. If we really see a dump on this candle, it's going to be amazing, because then I'm going to open up a trade. If we do not dump on this candle that we're currently in, I'm probably not going to trade, because then probably we're going to see a big move towards the upside, and I'm just not willing to risk it. I'm not willing to trade on the news like that. I'm only willing to trade on this news if we see an easy opportunity for me. So I'm still waiting for the potential trade. If it really comes down very quickly, I'm going to be opening up a little amazing position. And actually, where I would really like to open a position is like around this level right here. Let me make this wide. Around this level right here, right? If I can get an entry around 18K or something like that, would be amazing for a new trade here. Show all positions. Of course, I also got another trade of $7,000 profit. But yeah, let's see where it's going to head towards. So 5 more minutes for the inflation reports. And I'm currently on standby to see what's going down here in terms of where the inflation is going to come in at. At the meantime, if you're excited, smash up that like button. Smash it up, guys. Smash it up. Please don't rover. What not? I love your smile. It's so good. Amazing. People just aware of the trend of the curving of inflation. Yeah, it's definitely, because I said it already, the policy is really determined. Like the Federal Reserve policy, it's really determined by how high the inflation is and how fast it goes up or how fast it comes down, right? If it comes down very quickly, it's very bullish for markets. And if we do not see that big dump towards the downside, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to trade this, because then it's just too risky for me. If we... Guys, 3 more minutes before we know it. I personally think we're going to have a big pump here. That's my expectation. However, if we move down very quickly before the news comes out here, that is the point where I will like open up a big position. But usually like the last few minutes, we tend to really see the volatility kick in here. If we unfortunately are not going to dump like crazy towards the downside before this green line, this vertical line, guys, the vertical line that you're seeing on your screen right now is the point where the US inflation reports are going to come out. And I will also talk about what the percentage is here, but that is the point where it's going to come out. And if it's not like below 18.1K before that point, I'm not going to go in with a new trade. I just have some rules for myself. If I really want to trade this news, I have to get a good setup, right? I need to have a good setup. So yeah, let's see what it is really heading towards. Hopefully it comes down, because then I can long the market, and that's really what I want, right? So and of course, if it comes down on bad news of the Federal Reserve, I probably will short it even more, because that's going to be bad for the markets, right? So make sure to stay alert, on high alert right now. This is the time to watch this stream. Congratulations for 100k, guys. We have not reached 100k on the channel yet. Before, like 2 more minutes to go, guys. You still got time to subscribe. We're so close towards 100k subscribers. Like only 2,500 people that we need. So please, can you smash up that subscribe button? That would be absolutely incredible. Like for me, as a child, once I was like 10 years old, I always dreamt of that 100k play button. But I'm not going to talk about that right now, because now it's time for business. Now it's time to make money, guys. 33 more seconds, and then we're entering the last minute before the US inflation reports are going to come out. So like you can see, volatility is picking up here. 6.6, yeah, my prediction, like this is the odds. So it's likely to come in between 6.4 to 6.6. That's the most likeliest where it's going to come in at. I personally think 6.6% is a realistic prediction where it can come in at. And really what's going to drive a pump, if we are going to get a pump, if the core inflation really comes in lower than expected. And I personally think it is going to come in lower than expected because of my criteria that I explained like 10 minutes ago. Last minute. Last 50 seconds, guys. 50 more seconds, and then we have the reports. Waiting. We're already seeing a pre-pump. So, taking some good water. Guys, if you think this is a big pump, just wait. We're going to get either a very big pump or dump in just 20 seconds. I'm on high alert right now. I'm refreshing my page the whole time. Refreshing my page the whole time to know where the inflation is going to come in at. And we will know it in 5 seconds. We're dumping pre-announcement. And it's out. Okay. Oh, we're moving down. We're recovering. Okay. Interesting to see, 18,000. And oh, it's positive. Oh, and hell, it's positive. Holy guacamole. Okay, loading up here, loading up. But the market is extremely volatile right now. This is epic to see here. Oh, core inflation comes in 0.3% lower than expected. That is, 0.3% lower. That is, yeah, quite positive actually to see. And the normal inflation also 0.3% lower. So it's not the best. It's not the best actually. Inflation is not the best. It's coming in higher than I personally expected. But let's see. The volatility is really picking up. It's like very neutral. It's like let me see. It's 6.6, right? Yeah. So let me quickly say where it is exactly. Oh, 6.5%. So it's coming in exactly like we've been expecting, and that's why we're not really moving towards either direction. 6.5%, and like I told you, 6.5% is a very, likely predicted range where we were going to come in at. And that's why we're not really moving towards the direction. Let me quickly check up the dollar index. Oh, this chart is very messy. Quickly checking up on the dollar index. It's moving down, actually. That's pretty interesting to see here. Let me also check up on what the core inflation is right now. Core inflation is not loaded up yet. So yeah, 6.5% like you can see right here. And core inflation 5.7. Yeah, is it 5.7? It's not loading up. Okay, so yeah, markets are moving both directions. Not really a thing where we're clearly heading towards. But 6.5% is where we came in. As expected, of course. So, like you can see, the consensus was also 6.5%, and we came in on 6.5%, and that's why the market is not moving. Of course, it's moving, it's volatile, but not clearly towards the direction. Let me quickly check up on the chat, what everyone is saying right now. Dumping. Solid 18k. It was priced in 12 hours ago. And that is actually a good point here, because we moved up, because like I told you in the beginning, many people were expecting inflation was going to come in like around 6.5%, and that's why it's expected. So that's why the market isn't really moving. This was the move of yesterday, where like yesterday we moved up due to the lower inflation prediction, and yeah, that's why we're not really moving. Let me quickly check up also on the S&P 500, right? Boom, S&P 500. S&P 500 is actually moving down here, guys. So Bitcoin is actually holding up quite well. If my chart, yeah, S&P 500 is moving down significantly. And look at Bitcoin. Of course, it's moving down, but it's still up on the day. And the S&P is down on the day. So, interesting. S&P is like 0.3% down on the day, and Bitcoin is up 0.7%. So, Bitcoin is outperforming today. It is outperforming today, and that's beautiful to see. Of course, like you can see, I've been talking about this level for Bitcoin as well. Important range of resistance, and currently we can see it, how important this level is for Bitcoin. It is extremely important. So if we really get a rejection from this level, I wouldn't be surprised. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to trade this. I'm also not going to trade this because I think it's irresponsible to trade this right now. If it was playing out like I said, I would have traded it, but currently I'm not doing so. It moved up to 18.5k even. That's crazy. That is crazy. That's a solid movement. S&P pumping. Let me open up a chart with everything together, right? So boom, let me do this. Boom. Left side Bitcoin. Let me put the US 500 on the right side. Boom, on the 1 hour. It's not really pumping. Let me put it to the 5 minutes. So, oh yeah, it's moving back up. Okay, yeah, fair enough. It's moving up here. It's definitely pumping. So, interesting. It's recovering, but Bitcoin is also recovering quite quickly. DXY down. Yeah, DXY is also down. Let me open up the DXY. Boom. So, on the left side, we can see Bitcoin. On the middle, we can see the S&P. And on the right side, we can see the DXY. So, yeah, DXY is, it is positive, actually. Like, if it was negative, the DXY would have, come up. And the DXY is moving down right now. So, it is positive for markets where the inflation did, in the end of the day, came in here. So, yeah, you can currently see it's recovering back towards the upside. S&P is almost back towards the level it started at. Actually, it's pumping very quickly towards the upside right now here. Bitcoin is still, quite far away from it. It's around 18.2k almost already. Bitcoin is also recovering quite quickly, and it's recovering quite fast. So maybe we're getting the move after. Like you can see, Bitcoin recovering like crazy, just like the other assets are right now. But the dollar index is really not having a good time right now. Smash up that like button, guys. It will be absolutely amazing. Like the chat is saying, smash it up right now here. It will be absolutely epic. Quickly checking up on a few things, guys. So make sure to stick in the stream. I'm quickly loading up core inflation because hopefully it's really... Yeah. Core inflation came in on 5.7%. Let me quickly tweet this out as well. Like, it came in a little bit higher. I mean, I wish it came in a little bit lower. But like you can see as well, core inflation also came in exactly on the consensus. So there's no surprise that it came in right around here. And Bitcoin is, whoa, it's recovering crazy, just like the S&P. So I'm trying to do a story, but at the same time, the markets are moving so crazy that I want to look at the markets. But many things are happening. So what I want to be saying here, the reason why the market is not swinging up or down here is because the core inflation and inflation is exactly coming in on where the consensus was. So that is definitely, I think, a good, no, not necessarily I think, but that's definitely a good thing for the markets. And that's also exactly the reason why we're having a lack of volatility across the markets. Of course, I say a lack of volatility, but this is only like a 1% move for the S&P. Sometimes on inflation, we can move like 4% even. So, yeah, well, Bitcoin getting sold off here while the S&P still moves up. Interesting. Unemployment claims are up. That's the problem. Only 205. Okay, interesting. But unemployment, it didn't came out today, right? It was like yesterday, or the day before. Let me quickly check up. I'm quickly checking up on my second screen here. U.S. unemployment rate. Unemployment rates always comes in on the Thursday, right? Oh wait, it's Thursday today. Wait, let me check. Maybe you're right. Unemployment rate came in the 6th. So that is already like the half week ago. So yeah. So okay. But yeah, unemployment rate did came in lower last week actually on 3.5% instead of 3.6%. What is the inflation rate? It's 6.5%. Definitely we're seeing right now a decrease in inflation, and that is a good thing to see. Look at the trend. Is this a topping trend? You ask me? I think so. It could be so. And the nice part about this inflation, and Now we should be getting ready for next month, right? Now we should get ready for next month because next month is going to be amazing. Let me quickly show you this one. Let me quickly show you why. Boom. Let me adjust the dates. So November, December inflation came in on 6.5%. But look at the jump from November to December. It was 0.2%. From December to January 2022, we saw a jump of 0.5. So 0.5%. So in the next inflation reading, because inflation is calculated year on year, we could see, of course, a bigger drop. And right now, this drop is already quite big. It dropped 0.6% while it's calculated year on year. What means like next month could come in significantly lower, like around 5% even. And then if it comes around 5%, what is the Fed really going to do? Are they still going to hike their interest rates? I mean, they're destroying the economic environment if they're going to keep on doing that. So that really is the question right now. Are they going to keep on raising rates? Are they going to keep on raising the rates? Probably they will, but only with 25 basis points. So the next thing to look out for is the Federal Reserve meeting. When is it happening? Let me quickly search this up for you. When the FOMC meeting is happening. January 18th. That is for Great Britain. The US. When is it happening? It's not on the list yet here. Before January 20th, we don't have it, so it comes after that. But yeah, once it happens, you will be the first one to know here on the channel. I will tweet about it also in the future. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think it's going to dump after this because we're also in a resistance range. I mean, it does make a lot of sense to have a small cool off because also looking at the daily time frame for Bitcoin, and this is absolutely crazy. I mean, you must know this by now. Looking at the daily time frame, we are overbought for Bitcoin. And look at this. We are overbought at the stage for the first time ever since October 2021. And the last time this was on approximately 455 days ago. 450 days ago. 55. 450 days ago, we hit the same level of overbought territory. And that was actually at the all-time high. I mean, not exactly at the all-time high, but very close to the all-time high. So right now we are overbought on Bitcoin, and usually once you're overbought, you tend to see a cool-off period happening, right? It's just very likely to play out here. Do we necessarily have to cool off right now? No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. However, it is likely. It is likely. If I'm looking at the previous bear market, how we exited the bear market was also like a similar way, right? We went overbought, then we cooled off, more sideways boring price action, boom, big spike towards the upside. And I remember this day because I was long on Bitcoin just 2 days before this happened. That was one of my best days, and I rided it all the way towards the upside to $10,000. Not the complete upside, but I closed it on $10,000 because I thought that was going to top out around there. But currently, I'm also long on Bitcoin. So maybe a coincidence, huh? Maybe a coincidence. But yeah, Bitcoin is moving down, S&P is moving down, dollar index moving up a little bit here, moving left and right. But of course, in the end of the day, it's likely to see a small rejection for Bitcoin. I think it's likely to happen right now, around this stage here. It doesn't necessarily have to happen. No, it doesn't. But here on the daily time frame, you can see that we're currently at a very important range. If we do have some sideways consolidation right here, it will be amazing because then we consolidate around this $18,000 region. That is actually what I want to be seeing here, because consolidating around that 18K here is consolidating below resistance. And what is the most bullish thing you can do here? It's consolidating below resistance. That is literally the most bullish thing that we can happen. And as long as no damn F goes down right now, things are looking good for Bitcoin. If we have another FTX collapse, not good. If we have another Luna collapse, not good. But if just nothing goes bankrupt, if just nothing happens in Bitcoin, and of course at the end of the day, you never know if something is going to happen, I honestly think we are okay in this region where we're currently trading in. So right now what I want to be seeing in a perfect scenario is sideways consolidation. In case that happens, I'm going to be adding more towards my position. If we see consolidation right $18,000. If that happens, I'm going to add more towards my positions. If you want to be staying up to date about all my positions, I think you should subscribe to the channel right now here, because then you're going to stay up to date on all the things we're doing here. And it will be also highly appreciated if you can subscribe to the channel, because like you can see, we are so extremely close towards 100,000 subscribers. And like I told you earlier, it's absolutely a dream for me to reach. So it will be absolutely amazing and absolutely appreciated if you're going to be one of those 100,000 people that is subscribed to the channel. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel right now here. And if we could do so, yeah, I mean, if that really happens, first of all, I'm going to do a cool giveaway here at 100K. But also, it's just a very big dream that's going to come for fruition. And like you can see, this is a stat that I'm going to show you guys. And this is also a thing that you can learn right now from the market stage we're in. We're right now in the bear market. You can see, let me remove my face cam for a second. So you can see, bull market, things go exponential here. Look at my subscriber count. It went from 200 to 20K very quickly. But in the bull market, everything goes very quickly up. Also for the channel, socials, everything goes up very quickly. But then if the bear market hits, it goes very slow. And that's a signal for me as well, because I'm currently the content creator. I can see it. I can see it happening in front of my face. People are losing attention. In front of my face, I can see it. That people are losing attention. And that is making me very bullish. That's making me the person that I am today. That's making me the reason why I am buying more Bitcoin. That is why I am opening up these swing trades. I just know once no one is interested, that is the time to buy. And I'm not saying that no one is interested, but compared to the bull run, the interest is most significantly lower. And that is the time to win. Also, if like I trade on Bybit, if you are interested in trading, check out the links in the description. I'm trading on Bybit for my swing trades, and I'm also trading on BitGet. If you're in the US, you can trade on BitGet as well without VPN, without KYC. So check that out right now here. You also will receive an additional deposit bonus after your initial deposit. Let me quickly say, I started watching you since you were pre-20K subs. That's absolutely legendary. The RSI is oversold. Why you're not taking profits? Because it's a swing trade. It's a trade, like I've talked about this trade so many times here on the channel. If we go down to $13,000 to $14,000, I'm going to double down my margin. I'm going to add another 4 or 5 Bitcoin towards this trade and bring down the average liquidation price, bring down the average purchasing price. And sorry. And if we move up to 60K, that is the point where we will start taking profits. Because if Bitcoin moves up to like 60K, I'm literally making more than $500,000, like not that, like 400K plus. If I move up to, if this trade goes up to 60K, I'm making more than 400 or 500K. So it's a swing trade. The whole reason of this trade here, I'm trying to catch the exact bear market bottom with a very low leverage trade, because you can see it. It's 1.7x leverage. It is extremely low. The leverage is so low that my liquidation price is around $10,000. And if we move down to 13 to 14K, I'm adding more margin, what will bring down my liquidation price to levels around $8,000 to $9,000. This is a swing trade. And I don't care if I'm in a loss on the short term. I don't care. I'm all about the long term. Of course, I'm paying some funding fees. I'm currently like $150 realized B now, but I don't really care about that one. I don't really care about that. So, yeah, it's an absolutely epic trade here. If you do like to see what I'm going to do with my trade, because I'm going to show if I'm in a profit or a loss, because like that's what I exactly did in the past on the channel. You just better subscribe to the channel, because then you will see everything about this. Because, yeah, this is going to be a trade that maybe is going to hit 50K. Maybe it goes to 50K and I still have this trade open. My entry with 1.7x leverage. It's a very low leverage, but potential very high returns, right? So it's an that's what you do with a swing trade. You're just trying to catch the exact bottom. And at least you can do it with high leverage as well. But for me, it's just not suiting my style. I'm more looking for low risk here. It's like 1.7x leverage. And what I'm trying to do here, if Bitcoin breaks above $20,000, I'm going to up my leverage to maybe 2 or maybe 3x. And then I'm going to add that margin back in towards the trade. My entry price shoots up a little bit here, but I am very convinced if Bitcoin moves back above 20K, that we could hold that. That's at least my thesis. And if we do so, I've got an absolutely banger of a trade. Then if I add more margin, if we break above 20K, I could even make like millions of dollars with this trade. Literally, I'm not even joking. This is like a trade that could bring me big fortunes, and maybe I can buy many supercars, and maybe give supercars away to my following, because yeah, I like to do that. So yeah. short or long right now. I think it's extremely risky to do anything here actually in this market right now. We're moving so damn we're moving up and down the whole time here. Inflation came in around the consensus. Let me quickly check up. Dollar index is still moving down, so that is definitely a positive to take right now here. However, I'm always cautious in these kinds of markets. Bitcoin is Bitcoin. Bitcoin, what are you doing, man? You're moving up quickly. Beautiful to see here actually. Beautiful to see. But yeah. And this is the time where the majority of the money is made, guys. And I'm big shout out to all the people that are currently watching. 1,000 people. 1,000 people that are watching right now. You're all legends because I don't really see so many people watching nowadays in the bear market, right? This is the time. When Lambo. Yeah, guys. You know what's very funny? Bitcoin's trading off. I made some mistakes. I'm publicly going to say it. I made some mistakes. I said to myself, okay, Bitcoin's trading on 30K. If it hits 40K, I'm buying it. And then we move down again. So I still have not bought it, but now I set my goal for Bitcoin 25K. Maybe it's still stupid, but I don't care. I really just want to buy a Lambo. So 25K is going to be my goal to buy it. So if we hit 25K, it's for me worth it to buy it. Still, it's a shitty purchase because Bitcoin is probably going to hit way higher levels than $25,000, and maybe you can buy 10 of these Lambos. But once we're there, I will show you guys. I will show you. But dollar index even moving down further. Bitcoin doing better than the S&P right now. Dan, keep up the good work. Sender, absolute legend, still here. Still here. Can we get 500 likes? It will be amazing. Let's see if we swing back up here. Guys, let me actually look at some, like, I will show you how I'm going to do a scalp trade because I'm scalp trading as well. I did it in the past as well, and I can show you maybe some trades I could do right now here. So let me quickly go up to a new chart here. Let me go to a new chart of, let me go to the USD Tether variance. Let me quickly check up this chart I want to use because I want to do maybe some swing trades on the lower time frame. So let me look at the 3-minute time frame. So I don't really like to trade these kinds of moves, right? That's what I really don't like. I don't on like scalp trades. I more like to trade these kinds of things here. This is beautiful. Because you can make a lot of money in trading these things here. So let me quickly check this up here. Let me change up some things on the RSI. Let me bring down the length to 5. And let me set to the 1 minute maybe even. Yeah, okay. So, like, what I sometimes do here, I like what I used to do in the past. Really, if the length is very low on the RSI, you can sometimes spot some very good entries, right? So, this was extremely oversold on the 1 minute. You could short it very quickly, but you have to work with limit orders. Also, right here, and like, not every single time you get a good opportunity, but sometimes you can get some very good opportunities, right? So, also right here, also right here. So, there are some good opportunities, and maybe they will occur right now. So, for me to trade this, I have to wait a little bit here. I'm waiting for potential short or long opportunity, but I'm not trading this right now. This is like you can see, it's too damn like McDonald's behavior, right? So up, down, up, down, up, down. So I'm just waiting a little bit here if I want to really trade this. So I'm waiting. Let me see. In the meantime, could this crash be priced in? Like it looks to be that the inflation reports were priced in. At least to me, because it also came in around expected. If it came in lower, then yeah, we moved up, but we didn't. Of course, this is the most important trend line in my opinion to watch right now. Downward sloping resistance for Bitcoin, important level, could provide a lot of resistance. Legendary support line, we're bouncing from it, absolutely epic. Rising wedge, weekly time frame, looking straight up, classic and epic. And also here on the 2-week MACD, crossing bullish. Every single time we cross bullish, historically speaking, we had some crazy moves here. Just look at it. Every single time we have a crazy move. And it's happening again here. And that's what I like. This is my best day. I saw Mo at Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Why weren't you there? I was there, but I was only there on the Saturday, unfortunately. But you're saying don't go for supercars, go for investments. But supercar is also an investment, in my opinion, depending what you're buying. Is the daily RSI really a problem? I just talked about this already. The daily RSI is right now indicating that we could be closing in towards a cool phase for Bitcoin. But, if you look back historically, what happens once the RSI is so high after such a big move, right? Is sideways consolidation. And that is also what I called for. I think that's likely to happen. So here, boom, the RSI spiked up. We still had another move after that. Like you can see, we had another move after that. But what happened after that? Sideways consolidation. Boom, we had another big move towards the upside. Boom, right here. And then as well, we creep back up while the RSI stayed at the same level. So if we remain the same pace, we could remain in the same era. So it really is depending on that. That's really what's depending on. How strong is the momentum going to be in the following days? If the momentum really dies off, it tells us enough about this rally, and also it tells us enough how to think about the market in the coming weeks ahead of ourselves. Can we ever trust these pumps again here? Because this is the first realistic real pump we're having, because this was not, yeah, of course it was a pump, but it was like a very boring move. Here you can see only green candles. What does it mean if you only see green candles? There is no sell pressure. There is no sell pressure. That's why. That's the pure reason why am I saying this, is because if you're looking at the volume is not even picking up. Oh, wait. I have to open it. Yeah, here. Volume on Bittrex, not picking up. If we look at the volume on Binance, that's of course the most important one, not picking up. It's not picking up. There's just a lack of selling pressure. And that is why we're moving up. So, yeah, that's really the thing why we're moving up right now. And the question really is here, are there many people that are willing to sell their Bitcoins for $18,000? That's going to be the big question. And currently you can see, oh, not many people are. Not many people are. So Bitcoin going overbought right now. I want to see a little bit more overbought conditions if I really want to. Oh, we're moving up here. That's amazing. S&P as well. S&P is right now 0.3% up on the day. Bitcoin 1.8% up on the day. It's moving even further. And dollar index is 0.8% down on the day. Interesting moves. Bitcoin, ooh, it's moving very nicely right now here. My trade $7,500 in profit right now. I want to make more with my trade. So yeah, things interesting. It looks very interesting, guys. S&P following above the previous high. Bitcoin is also following above the previous high right now. So interesting. Bitcoin and S&P moving very similar towards each other. And if you look at the S&P, why it's moving up, the leaders in the S&P 500 are currently really tech stocks. So tech stocks are doing very well. And that is why Bitcoin is also performing right now very well here. Let me quickly also check up on Tesla before going further back in towards the action. You can see Tesla is bouncing. Tesla also a big tech stock. Let me quickly check up on Apple. Apple also bouncing significantly, still down quite significantly also from its all-time high, like 27% here. What is, of course, for Apple, quite of a big deal here, huh? Quite of a big deal. Because last time around, they rallied all the way back here towards like 4%. And I think Apple's a good asset to be buying, because Apple is an asset, it's a stock that everyone wants. And now it's on a sale. It's on a fire sale. And I say fire sale is because I don't know for how long this is going to last. Also, Meta, guys. I mean, personally, I am like 85% into crypto. And I publicly announced I bought Meta on November the 3rd. Let me quickly check up when it was. I think it was November the 1st. So from I announced it on Twitter, so I can search it up when I tweeted it. Sorry, November 5th. I announced it on November 5th. It was here. So there was around 96. And I only bought 40k of it, but 40% up. 40% up. Boom. You can search it up also on my Twitter if you don't believe me. So Meta is also an asset I invested in. Tesla is something I bought a little bit here, but another big one. This is my biggest stock I currently own. Google. And I also bought it on November 5th. November 5th, it was standing, boom, somewhere around 90. Now it's 92. Not really moving. But yeah, but first it was a small little profit, but not really moving right now. But Google, also an asset. Everyone always wanted it, but currently is on a sale. Look at this trend. Look at this trend. Stocks are on a fire still. I think the bubble is not completed yet. There are many opportunities to make money. I'm mainly focused on crypto, but I'm also diversifying my portfolio because we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. But let's say Bitcoin crashes to zero. I don't want to be a brokey. And I would recommend that to everyone. I mean, once I started with my crypto journey, I was always all in on crypto. But I'm not recommending it to anyone out there to go all in on crypto. I mean, I am recommending it if you have like maybe $10,000. But if you've got like more than 100K, no, even more, like above 100 to 200K, if you have more than that, you should start to diversify. You should start to do so. And also, what is very interesting. So yesterday, I Googled my like crypto rover net worth. So I started to Google what my net worth was. And people are saying my net worth was $5 million. Let me know in the chat. Do you think this is correct? Do you think my net worth is $5 million? I'm very interested what the chat thinks. At least this is what the site thinks. But yeah, I'm curious what you guys think. Oh. What's the best broker for stocks? There are many. I mean, I used to use Robinhood. I think Robinhood, sometimes the fees are a little bit too high here. But personally, I am currently using a Dutch broker. So, yeah, I don't know if it's available internationally. So, no, it's more than that. Probably more than that. No, 1 million, 2 million. Okay. I'm interested. I think it's funny to see what people think. At least one thing I can tell you is that I live in a $3 million apartment. That's the only thing. But 10 million SHIB tokens, that's definitely a thing I have. So yeah, Bitcoin 18.3. It's doing quite well. Surprisingly well. S&P moving above its previous peak. Bitcoin, the peak was 18.3K. S&P was not. Oh, S&P is about to hit 4,000. Let me quickly do some analysis on this. S&P about to hit 4,000. About to hit a critical downtrend. Critical downtrend. So look at this. We're creating a downtrend here on the S&P 500. And this is a downtrend we're about to touch. And because we're about to break the 4,000 mark if we do continue the trend. This is a downtrend that I need to see getting broken. If we break it, then we could be looking a little bit more positive in the coming days ahead of ourselves. What happens? Someone is saying, what happens if all Bitcoins are mined? So right now the projection is that all Bitcoins are mined in like 2,200 or something. And basically what happens if all Bitcoins are mined is that there will not be any mining fee anymore. But I think personally in like the year 2,300, 2,200, there are people that have interest in the system. That's why they keep on mining. To keep the system rolling. But yeah, there basically will not be any rewards, and there also will not be any transaction fees. So that's very nice. There won't be any transaction fees, but also no reward. Sorry, there will be the transaction fees will be higher. Sorry, what I'm saying. The transaction fees will be higher, and that is how the miners will be getting paid. So the miners will still get paid, but not like the revenue of the block. Digero, yeah, Digero is one that you could use definitely. Digero is definitely one you could use. It's a nice one. But yeah, if you're trading crypto, I mean, personally, my favorite broker, and I've used this off the BitMEX, screwed me over, and I tell you honestly, I use Bybit. Bybit never screwed my trades. They never closed my trades. It's really an exchange I trust. So yeah, for trading Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, I personally think Bybit is just the best. And if you're from the US and you can't trade on Bybit, I think BitGet, definitely number 2. And if you already have got a Bybit account and you don't like it, BitGet is definitely my number 2. And also if you like want to trade there, You could sign up an account using the link in the description, and that will first of all give you 2 weeks of no fees, and also will give you an additional deposit bonus if you deposit any money on that exchange. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Also for Bybit. Bybit is not 2 weeks no fees. It's like 0% spot fees, and the trading fees are also lower than Binance on the derivatives market, so that's also pretty nice. But if all the miners stop, who keeps the cryptography in transaction? No, the miners will never all stop. Why? Is because there's mutual benefit on keep on mining. Because first of all, why would everyone stop if you can mine? Like if everyone's like, also like, what if everyone stops mining right now? Then someone will mine because he will get all the block reward. It's also the same at that point. If everyone stops, no one will stop mining. Of course, some people maybe will stop mining, but the people will always keep on mining because they want to have the transaction fee. Because the less people are mining, the more transaction fee you take. And if the price of Bitcoin is super high, you can still make a lot of money from transaction fees. So it's really a thing. And also it's mutual benefit. If the market, if Bitcoin is so important for you, you're storing millions of dollars of it. You're maybe investing in some mining firms, because then you keep it on mining. And maybe in the year 2300, we have got quantum computers, and they can keep the system rolling with just one miner. So things are like, if there's no innovation in terms of tech from now on, Bitcoin is going to be fine. If there's going to be innovation, Bitcoin is going to be even more than fine. At the same time, while we're talking about Bitcoin is going to be fine, it's moving up like crazy. Anyone stop looking for gold? I'm not buying gold. So Bitcoin is moving up, 18.3. So maybe this is actually quite an interesting rally. S&P nearing the 4,000, Bitcoin pushing up to 18.3. We recovered the whole dump. We recovered the complete dump, and now we're moving on stage 2. Bitcoin looks like it wants to break it. And guys, talking about what we need to break, let me quickly open up the chart. Let me go out of this chart. Boom. Sorry, I don't want to swear. I'm looking for the chart because that chart was on a whole different list. Let me quickly check up. I think it was on finance. Oh, it wasn't this one. Sorry. Quickly opening up the chart. Yeah, this one. Boom. Like you can see, talking about breaking it, this is the level to break. This is the level to break. 18.3k. Looking forward towards seeing this level getting broken. This is my main resistance level. I'm looking at it right now. Is it bullish or bearish? It really depends if we do break above this level. So right now, we officially not broke bullish yet. We are waiting for the break above 18.3 to 18.4k. That's really where we're waiting on right now. So yeah, hopefully we could do so. If we do break above that, then things are definitely looking extremely good and extremely bullish for the price action of Bitcoin. We're entering a bull market. I wouldn't say so because rates are still high from the US. Really, if we want to really call this a bull run, there's some more criteria that we need to go over, but I don't call this a bull market. And probably the bull market is going to take another year, maybe 1.5. But we're definitely entering a new stage in the market. So what happens if the internet crashes? Where are you going to cash out your Bitcoin? Yeah, what if all the electricity in the world doesn't work anymore? How are you going? Yeah, I mean, that is a thing that's probably never going to happen. And if you're going to start thinking about, I mean, I never worry about things I do not have any influence on, and I do not worry about things that is not realistic. It's not realistic that the internet goes off. I mean, you shouldn't worry about those kinds of things because it's never going to happen. It's like the complete internet. Of course, if they want to shut off the complete internet, like they have to go to millions, like thousands, 100,000s of server places over the world and destroy them. That's the only way how they can shut it off. So yeah, too many things are regulated in the internet. True, it's just a thing that you should not be worried about. If you worry about things you do not have any influence on, and things that are, I mean, especially you don't have any influence on, is not smart to do. And like I invest in crypto and in Bitcoin mainly because I've got trust in the future of crypto and Bitcoin. And like we see all these articles also come by. Let me quickly check up if there are some new things happening. Top news. 14 minutes ago, XRP up 28% in volume. Okay, that's interesting. Owner credited $3 billion, considering a 500 million. Okay. Everything you need to know. Okay, I'm quickly checking up if there are any interesting new articles coming out now. Whoa. Surrenders control of the fintech giant. Okay, interesting. Alibaba founder. Yeah, he got screwed over. It's so sad. So sad. Whole different story if you lived that life. Breaking. The digital currency group owes creditors over $3 billion considering the 500 million VC portfolio sale. Crypto broker Genesis allegedly owes $900 million to clients of cryptocurrency exchanges Gemini alone. Is there more to come? Oh, this is a developing story. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, let's see. Anyways, I'm currently going to wrap up the stream here. The market is cooling off here. If like anything like crazy happens, really crazy, I'm jumping back live here, guys. So don't you worry. So if you're interested in that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Really, I'm going to say it the last time here, but I really want to hit that 100k subscribers. If you want to help me with that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Will be absolutely appreciated. And then you will be also one of the persons that subscribe to the channel before 100k. And I'm going to keep this channel rolling for more than 40 years, maybe even longer. So it will be absolutely amazing if you can subscribe to the channel right now here. Help me towards that 100k target. I'm going to keep on buying every single day more Bitcoin. And I'm going to keep informing you about my trades if I do open up a new trade, if I do see some new trading opportunities, and much, much more. So thank you so much for watching towards the amazing new update video. Update live stream. Inflation came in exactly at consensus, and that is why we're currently not seeing a volatile move. But anyways, it was an absolutely pleasure being your host today here, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye. And don't forget to follow me on my socials, Crypto Rover, on Twitter, on Instagram, everywhere. See you guys. Cheers.